And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Guys, in today's video, as always, we are going to be going over all the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. That also includes our title today. Yes, the Liverpool favourite that could be set for a shock blockbuster move this summer. We'll go into the details on that one a bit later on in today's video. But first, let's go through what David Ornstein has said with regards to the provisional England squad. Of course, the Euros is fast approaching. Again, I'm not a massive international football fan. I don't really watch the friendlies. I'm a bit of a plastic fan, if you like. Obviously, I am English and I would support the England national team. I only watch the Euros and the World Cup, so I only show up to the big events. Don't really watch the friendlies and all the qualifiers and all that kind of stuff. But good news on the regard of Curtis Jones. It is expected that he will be included in the provisional England Euros squad. Great to hear there. Of course, Trent Alexander-Arnold will be in there, it goes without saying. But interesting news, guys, to be fair. And Henderson is set to be excluded. Of course, left Liverpool with a bad taste in everybody's mouth last summer to go to Saudi Arabia. And then kind of crawling back in January, went to join Ajax Amsterdam, of course, but hasn't really impressed. And, of course, has been left out of the Euros squad. So, big news there with regards to Jordan Henderson. I'm surprised that, of course, Gareth Southgate actually left him out. Always going to leave him out. An interesting one with Harvey Elliott. I'm still thinking of a player that's played as many Premier League appearances for a top 6 club than he has, and still hasn't been able to get a first team call up to the England team. He'll probably be representing the under-21s as always. But either way, great to see with Curtis Jones that he is expected to feature in the Euros. Great to hear. And yeah, hopefully he can have a really successful summer. Same with Trent, and keep off the injury books. Also, guys, just touching upon Sunday, Liverpool's emotional farewell to Jurgen Klopp, by the way, drew an audience 70% larger than Manchester City's Premier League trophy lift, according to official figures. Sunday saw the Premier League reach its conclusion with 3 fixtures broadcast live on TV in the UK: Liverpool v Wolves, Man City versus West Ham, Arsenal versus Everton. Man City and Arsenal were locked in a final battle for the title, but the biggest draw was in fact at Anfield. With Klopp bidding farewell to Liverpool after 9 seasons in charge, the post-match ceremony brought 70% more viewers in than Manchester City's title celebrations. The peak TV audience in the UK for the 2-0 win over Wolves was 1.2 million, which no doubt included many neutrals as well as Reds. Both Liverpool and Manchester City streamed their post-match ceremonies live on YouTube, with Klopp's farewell attracting 44% more views than the trophy lift. Similarly, the Danke Jurgen graphic on Twitter has received 45% more engagement with Manchester City's Champions graphic. Overall, Liverpool were the most engaged club in Europe over the final weekend of the season, with 39.2 million, which again is 45% more than Manchester City and 178% more than the next highest in Real Madrid. It was also the most engaged Premier League match day for the entire season, drawing 26 million engagements, with Liverpool featuring 4 times in the top 8. Throughout the 2023-2024 campaign, the club pulled 1.4 billion engagements, which is the most across the Premier League, ahead of Manchester United on 1.2 billion and Manchester City on 1.2 billion too. While there is no doubting that Liverpool draw more interest than Manchester City regardless of the latter's success, the Premier League closing weekend gave clear evidence of this. A nerve was struck in the blue half of Manchester when Trent Alexander-Arnold insisted the slogan "This means more" was true, but there's really little denying it. So yeah, as you can see, no news there really. We are a much bigger club than Manchester City, but as you can tell, no one really gave a crap about their trophy lift at the weekend. So yeah, very, very interesting indeed with regards to that. Now, moving into some Arne Slot stuff, guys. Of course, he was confirmed yesterday as the new Liverpool manager, and things might be in for a change. Though the Liverpool squad may have been hoping for a longer break after another draining season, Arne Slot has moved forward for their pre-season plans. One thing I do know is that we need a good break after the tournament, because otherwise we'll be in trouble as well as going into the season, Van Dijk said to media on Sunday. Hopefully the new manager will look into that as well. Liverpool's final campaign under Jurgen Klopp was both mentally and physically draining, playing 58 fixtures, the third most in a single season of his reign, and dropping off in an emotional climax. For most players, that would be followed by international commitments, including the Euros and Copa America, before then rejoining for pre-season. So much for a break then, now with Chris Baskin reporting that Slot has already moved the start of pre-season forward a week. Slot has brought his first pre-season training sessions forward by a week. The squad will reconvene in the first week of July so he can begin acclimatising to his new environment. Those representing their country at the Euro 2024 and Copa America will return later, depending on how far they progress in the tournament. Liverpool's first pre-season friendlies are currently scheduled at the end of July into August, with Real Betis on July 27th, Arsenal on July 31st and Manchester United on August 4th, opponents on a tour of the United States. But it could be that low-profile domestic fixtures are penciled in before that at Slot's request, with it clear that the Dutchman wants to put his stamp down early. Still, a balance must be struck between allowing players the time off they feel they need and giving enough opportunity to adjust to the new head coach's ideas. Pre-season will kick off at the AXA Training Centre, with Slot supported from members of his old backroom staff from Feyenoord. So yes, as you can see, Arne Slot not messing around, obviously wanting us back ready to go fairly early, bringing pre-season forward a week. So yeah, we will be back in action fairly soon, which is very, very interesting indeed. Now, moving on to the transfer windows. We know that there's going to be a lot of incomings and outgoings with regards to the players. I do think there's going to be a few more players going out of the door that we don't quite yet know about. And equally, there's going to be players coming in through the door with regards to, you can just tell, to the defensive positions. For Richard Romano, Paul Joyce, David Ornstein have all said that we're going to be making defensive acquisitions, forward acquisitions and midfield acquisitions. Now, reports early in Saudi Arabia are stating that Joe Gomez could be the subject of yet another big money proposal. Last summer, of course, when the sort of in the shadows, the whole Mo Salah saga, there was reports stating that Al Ittihad wanted to make a move for Joe Gomez too. Now, these rumours came back in the January, and going into the summer, reports are stating that the Saudi side are going to be coming back to reignite their interest. And of course, Liverpool would probably demand a decent fee just because it's Saudi money, but there is also a feeling within the Liverpool camp, the Michael Edwards and the hierarchy, that no one will stand in his way this summer if, of course, an offer comes in that is substantial. Now, Joe Gomez is a player that I believe has been a fantastic servant. Of course, has had his injury problems, and this season has showed how versatile he has been. But for him and his career, if he wants to move on, there has been early indications that he does want to move on this summer, and also reports now murmuring that the Saudi Pro League sides or Al Ittihad could reignite their interest going into the summer transfer window, which would see him earn, one, the king's ransom, but also see the club rake in a fair few quid for a transfer fee. So yes, that's what reports in Saudi Arabia are saying today, that Joe Gomez could be set for yet a shock blockbuster move this summer. Would you be for that? Would you be against that? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below with regards to Joe Gomez. Would you be willing to let him go? And how much is he worth for you? Also, let me know your thoughts on Arne Slot bringing pre-season forward. And just let me know your thoughts on Arne Slot in general. Do you like him? What do you think of him so far? As stated, let me know down in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.